Hello, guys. Reading these articles and the video that I saw really did caught my interest and kind of expanded my worldview of understanding the relationship between Mexico and the United States, and also the economic plans between one another. And it's interesting to understand that how in this present day the Mexicans, well, Mexico, really do look up towards to the United States, and how, for example, how their structured government is made, their economic benefits, free capitalism, and one example of uh, leaning more towards the economic plans, just as the United States, can be NAFTA, and NAFTA has been installed for about 30 years already, and it's funny to understand the plan of NAFTA. It's making the United States. It made the United States become more of a producer rather than a consumer, and that's why Mexico likes to look up towards the United States for, you know, collecting in not collecting interest, but more like um, improving their economic benefits within the country in Mexico, and that's and when I'm understanding the article and the idea of NAFTA within Mexico, it's interesting to understand how um, Mexico really did say yes to this plan, just for their own economic benefit, and sort of like trade a lot with the United States. And it's funny because Mexico's only a producer to the United States for avocados. If many of those who don't know, um, during the plan, not during the plan, but of the plan of NAFTA. And not only that, but but when reading these articles, also expanded my my perspective on the relationship between the United States and Mexico, in terms of like their bitter conflict, when back in the early 1800s, where President James K. Polk declared war on Mexico because there was because James K. Polk sent an army right next to the border of Mexico, and then all of a sudden, three American soldiers died, and he blamed it on the Mexicans. And it's it's funny to understand, because he did that just to, again, the idea of manifest destiny and so on. And not only that, but Abraham Lincoln, who was a representative, I believe, during that time, opposed this declaration of war, because for many of you, those who don't know, what Abraham Lincoln's role during that time when James K. Polk declared war on Mexico was more of not just the opposition, but more like fighting for what's right, and understanding, okay, then sure, if there are really dead U.S. soldiers on the border, then who are their names? And nothing happened after that, and days later, the U.S. invaded Mexico, and then again, it's all the idea of manifest destiny. And not only that, but the structure of government is very understanding the structural government in the United States is very essential, even in a Mexican perspective, because um, Mexico has been plagued with many corruption within their country, not just in the present day, but in the past, in their history. That how there was this president, for example, Morales. He was assassinated by his opponents. Then another president came up and he was assassinated, and all of a sudden, um, this guy, I forgot his name, but he created the PRI that pretty much shaped, well, not just the PRI, but also a new constitution, the Constitution of 1907. I do believe that pretty much is still you were pretty much the Mexican government is still using till this day, because it's pretty much similar to the United States government, but more in a messy, but more of a disorganized way, which one can find the areas of corruption. And that's all I have. Thank you.